All right, we are ready to add some style to our All About Doggos page. You should have already corrected all of the HTML, so our lists look good, our table looks good, everything on our form page is working appropriately. So we're just going to go through and add some elements and then do some styling on this so that you're ready to do some styling on your own site. So let's start by going to the Adopt page. And I actually want to show you just really quickly. This is more or less what this page is going to end up looking like, this site. Just a cutie little page that's going to allow us to add some style. So it's nothing fancy. We're just learning how to do some of this basic styling. All right, so let's start by going to our Adopt page. And you should have navigation that's going to get you there. And if I scroll down, you're going to notice there's no media on this page whatsoever. But if you notice in the code over here, in the adopt.html code, you're going to see a couple of comments. Right here, there's insert a video for a pet breeder here. And then down at the bottom, there's insert a map to the nearest animal shelter. So let's go ahead and do those first. So the first thing we're going to do is find a video for a pet breed or breeder. So I'm going to just go to YouTube. And I'm going to search for a Bernese Mountain Dog because they're my favorites. And there are plenty of videos that you can find here. And I don't care if you do one that's on a breed or a breeder. So I'm just going to take the first one that I find here and go to that video.
Empower your students to be more.
And what we're going to do here is learn how to use what's called an iFrame or an embed code. So if you go in your video to the share button, and you'll notice, usually you probably just copy this share link right here. We're going to go here where it says embed. So share embed. And it gives you this huge tag. And you do not need to know everything that's in this element, but you should see this right here, iFrame. That tag is what allows us to basically create a little frame or window inside of our own HTML page that's going to serve this content. And because we're doing that, we're just creating a window to their content. That's not a copyright issue. If they don't want us to use their video, they will actually prohibit embedding. So it's pretty cool that we can just use that iFrame tag to create little windows into other people's content. And we can do it with Google Docs. We can do it with sometimes with other people's web pages. There are tons of things we can use these iFrame tags for. So kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and copy. See the button down here so we don't miss anything. Copy that tag. Go back to my HTML and find that comment. Insert a video for a pet breeder here. I'm going to leave the comment and just paste that code. And if I refresh my page and scroll down, there's my video sitting right there inside of my page. Very cool. All right, so that is the first little simple thing that we're going to look for is just copying and pasting an embed code for a YouTube video. Super easy to be able to do that, so that's something you might want to do on your website. Now, we can do the same thing. If we scroll down, we talk about rescuing an animal from a shelter. And I've asked you to insert a map to the nearest animal shelter. So let's go ahead and go to Google Maps, maps.google.com, and search for animal shelter. And it should find the nearest animal shelter, which for us is our beloved Nuzzles & Co. My screen's being weird. There we go. If I click on Nuzzles & Co., you'll see that I get a share option right here. There's a link to share, but there's also an option to embed a map. So go ahead and click on embed a map, and you'll see that same tag, iFrame source equals. Okay, so we're familiar with the source attribute. Where is the iFrame coming from? So we can just simply, again, copy that HTML, go back to our code, find that comment, and paste. Okay, so as we look at both of those, they both have the source attributes somewhere. There's the other one. Right there, source, right there. Okay, and then they have a bunch of other attributes, the width and the height that we're used to. This one, though, has style equals border 0. What that's going to do is force no border. So if I refresh this page, right now, my map has no border on it whatsoever, which might be fine, but we might want to add one later. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. This is an inline style, which you should know about. And if we think about cascade order, inline styles are the most important ones, right? They're the most specific. And so if we do any border styling on iFrames later, it would not take on this particular one, right? Because it's got an inline style of border 0. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove that section. Notice I'm going from the style to the end of the quotation marks, right? We got to take that whole attribute out. There we go. So now I'll be able to add a border to that map once we're ready.